Hi, I'm Jason Smith, CTO with Ceramicspeed. This year, with the Driven bicycle drivetrain, we have 4 new bikes. One is a Shiftable, one is a wind tunnel tested, one is a full suspension mountain bike, and we have a rideable version also. We're going to tell you more about these bikes today, and first we're going to start with the Shiftable version. Last year, the concept bike, it wasn't rideable and it wasn't shiftable. This year we have a fully functioning shifting prototype. The way it works is we have split pinions that split axially. As the shaft rotates around, we call this the master side. When this half of the pinion is outboard and disengaged with the cog, it will slide over into the next gear ring or next gear track. As the pinion rotates around, the pinion that slid over engages with the new gear, and now this pinion is still in the old gear. So about this position, the follower pinion will slide over, and this will complete the shift as all the bearings on both halves are in the same plane, and it keeps rotating through. Now, one thing that you'll notice is on the cog, you'll see that there are aligned shift channels and areas of pure misalignment between the teeth. The neat thing about the shift mechanism is it can shift anywhere on this cog. It does not have to wait to shift for a certain area. We have what we call a torque decoupler on here. It's actually a synchronizer to handle the misaligned teeth. If it happens to shift on a radial shift channel, the torque decoupler does not come into play. If we shift in this area, the torque decoupler will release and follow the misalignment so that it synchronizes the lead bearing on the master slave. And essentially it's self-aligning type of system. Some people might call it a double clutch or a synchro mesh. We're calling it a torque decoupler. And after the lead bearing on the master half of the pinion engages, the torque decoupler springs back and the follower slides over and it comes back into a lock position. And we'll demonstrate that in a second. So this is a modified Specialized S-Works Venge. We collaborated with Specialized on this bike. We took it to their wind tunnel and found that it was 3% faster than a stock Venge with a traditional rear drivetrain. And another nice feature about this bike is we have a contaminant cover on it. One of the thoughts is that we don't have a rear derailleur hanging down. It'd be very easy to put a compact encapsulation cover on this to protect from debris, dust, contaminants, etc. And this is a prototype, obviously, but this is one of the things that we have in mind. This just pops off like this, and you have your drivetrain covered.
Hi, my name is Alex Rosenberry. I'm an engineer with Ceramicspeed, and I have built with our team here a full suspension mountain bike version of our Driven concept bike. So what we have here is a similar concept to the Driven shaft drives that we have before, but applied on a full suspension mountain bike. When we showed this concept last year, a few people asked, could this ever go on a mountain bike? And our answer then was, oh, probably not. But then we sat and looked at the challenges and realized that we could accomplish this and decided to pursue it. So what makes this different for a mountain bike is that the distance between the bottom bracket and the axle changes as the suspension goes through its travel, as well as the angle. So we have to have a shaft that can adjust its angle and adjust its length as it goes through its travel. So to accomplish that, we have a front bearing mount that is a spherical bearing so that it can adjust angle as the suspension goes through. And then the drive shaft actually is telescopic, so it will change in length as this travel goes through as well. Inside of the shaft are splines that allow it to deliver power and telescope at the same time. If you watch here, you can see the suspension move and the shaft will lengthen. And by telescoping behind the rear pinion, it allows us to keep the pinion engaged with the gear here the same, and then this pinion will track with this gear. so that you never have any skips or misalignment.